we're going to be discussing our plans for this coming year, how we can basically document the journey.
I think it's doable.
So my question is, how do we do it?
It's not that hard. We just have to be consistent about it. Well done for you for doing a terrible sale.
Well, that's what we need to do. Welcome to episode 84 of The Fake Marketer, everybody. This is a announcement. It's not. Michael, how are we?
Good. It's a new year.
We're in 2025.
Wow. The future. Sounds mad that it's 2025, isn't it?
Do you reckon our hair will grow back?
You never know, the advances in science.
There needs to be some serious advancements, I'd say. Although, actually, I found out today Panos went for his second little turkey break. A lad I know. Panos.
Shout out.
Legend. He's back in Thailand after a little stop off at Istanbul again. Brilliant. It actually looks really good, to be fair to him. So this episode is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be discussing our plans for this coming year. And I've got some ideas. And I want you to hear those ideas because you're the one that makes them happen.
Uh-huh.
So
my ears are open.
They are open. Do you want to tell the audience what typically happens with these type of conversations and sort of what happens?
Well, as the way James sort of works is sort of like he'll see something or create something in his mind and then be like, oh, this is the one, we have to do this. And then it's like there's less sort of consideration, I guess, for how the mechanics of how it will be done, but it's more just like, yeah, we've got to make it happen. So, which normally means I'm then trying to work out how we can bring him back to closer to reality, maybe. But because you're very like, let's do it this, how we do it afterwards, we just got to do it. So it's sort of like I'm trying to be more realistic sometimes.
But we always get there.
Yeah.
We do, don't we? Like the Christmas ad this year was a good idea.
Yeah, I like that.
And look what the result was.
People love it. They've never seen such marketing in their lives.
As the comment section told us.
People were in the comments.
People were in the comments. You like that now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So if you're listening to this, I have got a new podcast. It's called In the Comments.
We think. Unless someone else has one called that.
No, we're going to call it In the Comments. And I'm going to be interviewing social media managers about how they can extract more value from the comment section and generally what they're doing across their socials and how hopefully we can give them some advice, go away, test Rupert and give us actually some feedback as well. So that's maybe the first episode live now, Michael.
Join us in the comments.
Join us in the comments. Link down below. But today I want to give you my ideas for next year, Michael. And as the creator, I want you now to go, you're on the fucking wind up, or okay, I get it. So the first one is, and I know this is right. So people that know me know that I hate all this shit, but it works, and I'm thinking purely in my commercial head on. With my head of my mates caning me, I'll put that to the side and I can deal with it. Commercially, we need to make it work. So the first one is Rupert, yeah? So I'm now, obviously, as you know, we are basically full-time on Rupert, which is really cool. And it's exciting. There's loads of good things come in and there's good conversations happening, which is brilliant. And brands are using it, which is amazing. We've created a product and people are using it. But I had this idea, didn't I, last year of how we can basically document the journey, which is, I hate the word journey, but, play the game.
That's what it is.
It is what it is. But I wanted it to be the road to 1,000 users. Because people can get on board of that then okay, well, there are 30 today. How are they going to get to the next milestone of 50?
There's a North Star.
There's a North Star, okay. So how can we get there? Rather than, I'm going to make running, all that, right? Yeah. So road to 1,000 users. And I love the concept of it. And people like to come along. They like to watch these, not off-the-wall documentaries as such.
I know what you mean. Because then they can also later down the line go back and be like, oh, this was episode 1. We've seen the growth.
Exactly. So I want to do that. I would love to do it every single week.
Mm-hmm. I think once a week is more before you've said to do it every day, which I think is A lot of work, and B, each individual episode would probably have less, because it'd be like, we have this many users, and then the next day we probably still have that many users. But once a week, I think, gives you more to talk about from the last week.
So my question is, how do we, and you're going to pull up now someone that I want us to sort of emulate. I don't think he gets his YouTube channel up. Or not emulate, but I'm a big fan of the type of content that he does, right? So my question is, how do we do it? How do we do that documentary? That vlog? Is it a vlog? Is it off the wall documentary? It's not a documentary, is it?
Yeah, it's sort of like a vlog. It kind of depends because it depends if you're going for like just you on camera updating, this is how it's been going, or if you want a more sort of like Gary V type filming stuff as it's going along type thing. Because we can do that. We can make a vlog and just like, I can come in the office and we can film and show what you're doing and that sort of thing. I don't mind doing it. I think it's just, we need to pick whether it's, because the way we were doing Road to 1,000 Users when you were originally doing the idea was sort of like, it's more like you to camera saying, this is what we've been doing, which is less sort of like this. This is more like a sort of proper taking you behind the scenes type thing.
And I think
it could be both.
Well, I think it can be both. So if you were to click on one of his links, and obviously we're watching this in the background, don't put the sound on, but you'll see that, there's some that is like, on, and it's really hard because people like, James Sinclair or Gary Vee, let's just have this play in the background. There's a bit of B-roll. They've got a lot going on. Like, James has got multiple different businesses. He's in different settings all the time.
It makes it easy because all you have to really do is point a camera at it, don't you?
That's literally all you have to do. Whereas in the early stages of what we're trying to achieve, the annoying thing is there is actually a lot going on, but you just don't see my diary, which is frustrating. So it's like, okay, well, how can we...
I think we can do it like how we do the... when we do like the marketing showcase vlogs, and like I obviously film stuff.
Which can I quickly say, Michael? People adore.
Yeah, they're good. That's what I mean. But like the way we've done that, where it's like if we're not together, you can film stuff and send me. Like if you're at home or whatever, and you're like, oh, I've got a call with so and so, you can do like a bit of filming before it and just say this is who the call's with, or if you can't say who it's with, just like the vibe. And then after it, like how it's went, you can send that to me. I can put it together. Obviously, when we're in the office or whatever, it's easier. But I think we can do stuff like this. It's more, I think, for the stuff that I'm not involved in, I need you to film it because I'm not there. So it's like if you're at home or whatever and you can be like, here's what's going on, I can then obviously put that into a wider video. But a week of that is going to be easier because this video is like 20 minutes. Obviously, it wouldn't have to be that long, but it could be like, say, if you did some meetings, you can put in talking about that. If I'm in the office, we can talk about what we're working on. We can show this is what we're doing. This is maybe something's gone wrong with Rupert, like that.
So if you look at this one here, it's like there's on-site stuff going on, and then what he's doing is then sitting down and discussing,
or narrating it.
Well, he's now discussing why he was doing those certain things.
Yeah,
which is quite interesting. I quite like that because what I think we need to realise is that although, yes, it'd be great for me to film stuff when I'm by myself, and obviously when you're in here, I want to get to a place where it's easy for us. So it's easy to do. We've got a structure that we work to. We've got like not a timeline, but we've got a bit of a storyboard each week.
Yeah, because you like the voiceover stuff, but I think sometimes the voiceover stuff is harder than just filming it. Because it's like, if you think about, if you're about to like go on a meeting with someone, you can just grab your phone and be like, I'm just about to go on a meeting with this thing. This is sort of what it's about. And then after it, do it. Because otherwise you've got to film something. So there's something on the screen and then I've got to find time for you to do the voiceover and you've got to remember what you were doing. I feel like in a way it's easier just to film as it's happening. Because that is then, I think that's more engaging because then it's like here we're seeing James Sinclair like in a place showing what's happening. Whereas I think if it was just him saying, oh, I went to this place and did this, you're less sort of in it then. We want to kind of feel like we're bringing people behind the curtain type thing. So I think the more we're able to film, and we can obviously still do voiceover bits, but I think the more we're able to actually film, the better it will work.
And I agree, and I'd prefer it to be filmed like this. That I know the setup that James has got. He's got a lad called Chuds who just basically follows around from 8 till 8 every day.
Yeah, that's how you get the stuff, isn't it?
But obviously, we can't.
Imagine editing that.
I don't think
go through and find all the time.
But the hard thing is like Monday, Tuesday for me is I take my kids to school, so like I work from 9 when I get back home from dropping the kids off to 10 to 3, and then I go pick the kids up, and then I work later on in the evening. But that's every single Monday and Tuesday. Like just that's why I did.
But you can still film. I think even if it's like a phone set up that you record like 20 minutes of you working on a laptop, I can speed that up and just show. And then you can obviously do voiceover. Some stuff voiceover will work, and some stuff I think it won't. But the more footage I have, the easier it makes it.
We just want to make it easy because I do want people to see behind what's going on. I want to be really open and honest with like the conversations I'm having. The good ones, which are great, but also the ones that people saying, actually, I don't have enough comments. Well, how do I combat that? Because they do have enough comments. They're just not extracting what they need out of it. So it's just how do we storyboard that? Obviously, every week's different. We're not doing the marketing showcases next year, so we need to look at obviously that content. We need to sort of put, even every week is even 52 every year. It's not many, is it? But how quickly will it take you to edit? I want it to be released on the same day every week to get that consistency. How do we do it?
I think it's doable. In my mind, I can imagine how it's doable. It's just making sure we've got enough footage every week.
Yeah,
obviously we can talk about stuff, but then it's like if I don't have footage of it, it makes it more difficult for the video.
Yeah, no, and I do like today. I filmed myself when I was on the call, didn't I?
Yeah. And
I literally just went like that, and it takes 2 seconds. I've actually got a lot of those.
That's what we need, really.
Yeah.
And then it can be like you can then do a voiceover and talk about like the week as a whole, and then because what I'd imagine would be like it moves from voiceover to then like live stuff to voiceover type thing, which is probably what you're talking about with this.
Yeah, so all of this is like he's now talking, while obviously he's going to look at certain premises. So you've got this going on.
What does he actually do? Is he in property or something?
No, he's got loads of different businesses. He's got like daycare centres, he's got hotels or a hotel. And he's he turns over about 50 million.
Yeah, because stuff like this isn't. It looks like obviously he's got a lot going on, but I think we can do something like that.
We have got a lot going on.
We just need to document it. Really, I'm happy to. I can do whatever you need me to do.
Yeah, just intrigued to see how we do it.
Well, even if we had like how we have the drive, and we just had like folders for each week, and then when you film something, you can just stick it in the drive.
That's a good idea,
and then
actually.
I can just download it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We could do. But this is, obviously people listen to this is that, it's only having these conversations. This is why I wanted to do this for this podcast, which is, right, I've got an idea. How do we do it? So it's all good and well, let's strategically think about the idea, which I really want to do because I think it's going to really help, what we're trying to achieve here at Rupert. It's going to really elevate what we do. And bring people along and start building a community and and all that stuff. It's going to really, really help. And people like to see what's going on behind the scenes. Not, I see a lot of these behind the scenes in like video forms. For videographers to do behind the scenes content, and it's all right, but it doesn't really add. You're not telling a story, are you?
Yeah.
All you're doing is showing you've got like the camera setup. What I want with this to be is that story of like, look, we're here. The story is we're getting to 1,000 users. By hook or by crook, we're going to get there. But how are we going to get there?
That already gives you that like through line of like, even if every individual episode isn't sort of about, it might be tangential. Again, another big word. If it might be like related to getting more users, but like because you've got that goal of getting to 1,000 users, that's always sort of that through line, which I think will make it more engaging because you've got that sort of, like we were talking about with the Christmas ads where you want like a story. It's like if every episode is still part of the road to 1,000 users, they've always got that through line of like knowing where they're going.
Yeah.
It's not just an aimless Rupert vlog where it's like it doesn't really lead to anywhere. It's like this is like a story type thing.
Yeah, I want it to be a story because it's going to be hard. Like already there's, it's been challenging so far. Removing myself from the agency world to this has been a total mind shift. Mm-hmm. It's been very hard. I know I've had stuff going on, but going from, my phone, I was saying this to someone the other day, my phone I used to charge twice a day because of the volume of calls I got, and I get none. I've gone from literally like being, constantly rammed to zero. So there's some challenges, suddenly you're changing your mind shift completely. Things like bugs on the system. We're going to have a churn rate at some point. Some customers will leave. Why? I want to know why that is. Can we find out? There's a lot going on. But next year is the year where we're going to get to 1,000 users. We have to get to 1,000 users. And it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of hard work. But I want people to see that it's really not easy. Because a lot of these guys, especially on LinkedIn, the old Lambo brigade, Bitcoin million, it's bollocks.
Yeah.
I
think that will be good for us and good. I was just thinking when we were talking about it, it's sort of unrelated, but in my weird YouTube rabbit holes, there's Optic Gaming, who are they're like a Call of Duty team, but they do these really cool like videos called The Process, where they've filmed all this like behind the scenes. Obviously they have a lot of money and a lot of thing, but they like document like how they got from, this is in their case winning a championship, this is like them at the end talking about how they were feeling at the time, but then it's also got footage as it like went along of like stuff of how they're getting on. I think these things are sort of really compelling, these type of videos, so
they're brilliant.
I'm inspired by these kind of thing, obviously.
Well, that's what we need to do.
Yeah. Obviously, that they don't do it like regular. That's more like they do one big video that encompasses lots of, that's over like months, but break it down to shorter ones. That's what we could do. So yeah, I think it works. I can just film more, which is fine by me. I'm happy to do that.
Okay. So how do we do this then? What's the plan? So we're going to set up a drive week by week.
Just like how the podcast is, I suppose, or it's like the episodes of the podcast, but just with the weeks, whether it's like January, whatever to this, or.
And we could do like an introduction one, couldn't we? What it is, story behind it, and that can be week one then. We could do like an introductory, can we? And that'd just be me to camera maybe. Maybe pulling in some old shoots from like shows and stuff last year, and the voiceover, then you can sort of B-roll it.
Yeah, and then just I think it's the similar with the podcast, where it's like it's not that hard. We just have to be consistent about it.
That's all it is the consistency. But as long as we got a good flow to it, like I said in the last one, now we're using certain equipment. It's so much easier to film and edit these podcasts.
Well, these mics are good because you can use it on this camera, you can use it on my phone. So it's like wherever we are, we can have a way to record audio that isn't dog.
No.
So I think it'll be good.
Okay. Well, that's our plan for next year, Michael. And the new podcast, which is live now. What's it called?
In the comments.
Nick's still not here.
Where do you need to be? In the comments. It's versatile, that.
You like that, don't you?
When I can grasp it and get on board with it, I'm like, yeah.
Well, has anyone seen Nick? He's not been here for a few weeks. Where is he?
He's got bigger fish to fry, apparently.
Yeah. You've got some marketing you want to show us, don't you?
Well, I don't want to build it up too much, but I'm just trying to get in the habit. Well, I want to give a shout out to all the companies that did really bad Black Friday sales, because I'm still seeing them. Because we obviously do a lot of video, so I was like, I don't know if you see them. There's all these ads for like Artlist. Artlist.io is one. Motionarray.com is one. They're basically like, here's a website where like it's a bank of stuff, so you can get like copyright free music, you can get like video effects, all this sort of stuff. So like it's meant to be like everything you need all in one. So it's got like copyright free templates, graphics, voiceover videos, like sound effects, all this stuff. So I was like, oh, when Black Friday hit, I was like, oh, I wonder if any of these are doing like, any sort of promotion that would be good. I could like test it out. And Motion Array are doing 10% off the everything plan. So which basically means that for a year, instead of paying £25 a month, you pay £23.21. And I think that price goes back to normal after a year. So so your Black Friday sale is saving me £12 or something. Not any of all of the other tiers that you offer, none of them are on offer. You've only done it on the biggest one, and it's a pointless discount. So well done for you for doing a terrible sale.
You seem pretty disgruntled by
Yeah, because that annoys me, because I was like, if you'd have done like, I don't know, like 50% off your first month or whatever, or whether you go, like you get your first month for like £1 and then after that you pay, I could have been like, oh, for £1, I'll try it, see if it's any good. But if you didn't get me at £25, why do you think you're going to get me at £23?
It's 21 pence.
Just doesn't make any sense. But that wasn't the marketing I saw. But that was a special shout out to them.
Sorry. I thought that was the marketing. I was a little bit confused going, that's not good marketing.
Sneak Energy. Have you seen Sneak Energy?
I know of them.
They're like the one with the little bunny on the thing. I tried Sneak Energy ages ago. I didn't really like it, but I'm in their email list. Because they did a thing where it was like you get like 10 individual sachet and like one of the cup things for like £10 or something. So I was like, oh, that's good. So then I forgot about them. They sent me an email that said, we've added £10 credit. And I was like, oh, consider me intrigued. And it says, it's been a while, how about £10 credit? And what I liked about it is it's £10 credit with no minimum spend. So they just basically give you £10 and then they're like, if you spend £15,
you love a freebie.
Yeah, but
because
they could have done a thing where they say like it's £10 off when you spend £50 or whatever, and I'm not interested. But now, even though I didn't love it, I'm thinking like, oh, if you can spend like 15
so have you used it?
I haven't. I don't know how long it lasts. It might have already expired by now. We've added £10. It probably says somewhere. That's just a screenshot. But that was a week ago. But I just thought, I probably shouldn't actually put the code on there because someone will steal my code. I'll blur it. I just thought it was good.
I like that. I like the fact that they've
get me back in.
The £10 credit. It's a different type of psyche. Because if someone said, "Oh, there's £10 off," you wouldn't be interested.
Yeah.
So look at the psychology around that. So someone's gone, £10 off. Okay, well, you have to buy something.
Yeah.
I'm giving you £10, whole different ballgame.
Yeah, spend it on whatever you want. There you go. And I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Very good psychology we use there.
So it made me think like, oh, wonder if they got anything I could try. But gave me a headache last time.
I did it.
They're like caffeine drinks, aren't they? So
wow, if you need a drink like that, you know where to go to.
Shout out to the boys. I think they've been sending some stuff to some like fitness influencers by the looks of it.
Okay.
Because I saw people have been posting things that say like, thanks Mineral, and they've like reposted it on their story. So I think they're sending it out to fitness people. So they might be following your advice.
Maybe. Yeah, I definitely. Well, I would get them into the CrossFit box with those type of opportunities, but we go off. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I've not seen.
That you like? You might have, but just not remember.
I've seen a lot of good content on LinkedIn over the Christmas period.
You're normally very negative on LinkedIn. You're normally like LinkedIn's all terrible.
It is. Well, it's just full of nonsense, Michael.
But
it's
in
just
between
full of. But some people are using it very, very well, and. Yeah, like James Clutterbuck, I know I've mentioned him before. I just love his content. I think it's fucking brilliant.
I think there's so much similar stuff. When someone does something different, it stands out.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So that's really good. And then I like the Caleb stuff at the moment. That is really hitting my feed. And I like a lot of I like the way that TikTok at the moment shop is essentially, grooming me into buying something. It's the only way to describe it. Like I had, and this was around the Christmas period, I had an ad which was around, hey, buy these games. You plug it into your PC and it has like 1 million games on, into your TV, sorry, and it's like old Pokemon games or Sonic games. I was like, oh, that's cool. And it's like, it's £12. I'm like, how How can I say no to this? And I actually bought one for the kids last year. So I bought like a Game Boy one with loads of different games on. Amazing. It cost me £6 each. Like, value was unbelievable. So I went ahead and purchased it. And it's great.
Have you tried it?
For the sake of this conversation on a podcast, I've tried it.
Okay, good.
Okay. So yes, I have. But in reality, no, I haven't yet. But they're really good.
Yeah, I see those all the time. Those sort of things.
I got that. I bought the adventure book off of Up as well. That they groomed the hell out of me for that. Like, they literally saw that I engaged in one post and just groomed me.
I can't avoid those sleep earphones. I don't even want any.
I bought some.
Have you tried them?
Oh, you can have them. So I did, but I've got really small little ears.
I've got the same, I think.
And they really hurt.
Like the pointy bud earphones don't normally fit my ears because they fall out.
I'll bring them in next time, and you can have them actually and try them. But yeah, they weren't for me.
I mean, I just see them everywhere. Because even my AirPods, I've got like the AirPod like Pro things, you know, like the pointy ones. And they like, if I move my mouth too much, they fall out my ears. Every time if I like try and eat with an earphone in, it's just...
I think these ones work for you. I've got those and I sleep with those every night. So
they hurt. Yeah, they hurt my ears.
I use one. Anyway, we digress. So yes, that's some of the markets I've seen. But welcome to 2025, everyone. We did say we'd continue doing this for another year. We're changing the episode numbers. We're going to remove that from, and actually, like we were saying on episode 82, we're going to do certain things this year to try and push and increase the traffic of listenership this year. And we're going to see how we get on. So at the end of this year, we'll be able to see how successful we were.
Yeah, it'd be good if they do another Wrapped, because then it will show how much we've progressed since this year. So, yeah. If our people in Sweden are still listening or if they've gone. We need to learn
Stockholm.
some like Swedish phrases or something that can...
I was going to say some of them, but I'm not going to. But yeah, maybe it's the marketing managers of IKEA.
Maybe they're trying.
Maybe it's every IKEA in Stockholm. So if you've got some meatballs, do you want to give us?
The hot dogs in IKEA are like that.
Very good, aren't they? Okay. Anyway, nice. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Michael, and welcome back to the Fake Marketer.